OWSports. I'm Vince, and I'm here with my partner in crime, my co-host, Stevie D. Stevie D, as they would say in the children's book, 'twas the night before. And "'twas the night before kickoff, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I'm so amped up. I'm so hyped up, Stevie D. We waited all this time. We had all of our different shows that, we try to put out good content. But really, this is the beginning. This is our kickoff to the 2021 season. It is here.
Exciting. But before we get kicked off, I do want to say congratulations to my man behind me, number 2, Derek Jeter, today with his induction to the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, come on, player. Now, I love my Jets, but today it's all about...
Was he unanimous? Was he unanimous?
Well, there was probably one guy up in Boston that's got a little sour. Didn't vote for him. That has to be that one person. If he's Jeter embarrassed him, no, I don't. Who knows where that one voter's from? Everybody just assumes it's Boston because of the rivalry, but I don't think the Boston writers look at Derek Jeter that way. I'm sure it's somewhere else.
Who would? How can you? Is the question, right? There's certain things that just have to happen, right? Jeter, it has to be unanimous, right? Rivera was unanimous. Bonds needs to get in. These are things that just have to happen. And I don't get it. But congratulations to your boy.
Yeah. So
now you're waiting on Alex Rodriguez, right? Ooh, I wait. Hold on now. Hold on. I see that face. We're talking about. We're talking about.
I'm already done talking about baseball. I'm not here to talk about the past. I'm here to talk about the future here.
Wait a minute. I thought we were talking about the Yankees, but we're not.
Well, if we're talking about the Yankees, we're not talking about A-Rod.
Ooh.
They should. You remember that movie, The Other Guys?
Yes.
Yeah, remember when in the confessing or whatever they were doing that table discussion, round table discussion, and the guy said, "You shot Derek Jeter," and the other guy says, "You should have shot A-Rod." Well, that's how every Yankee fan feels. You should have shot A-Rod. That's how the Yankee fans feel.
All right. Well, congratulations to Derek Jeter. Doesn't live down here anymore. He built what, a $30 million mansion down there and then leaves, goes to South Florida. I don't know, he's hanging out down there. But I'm sorry, Stevie D. Enough on baseball.
I just had to mention it.
It is time for kickoff. And I don't want this whole show to be about my Buffalo Bills, right? Bills Mafia over there. I don't. So let's be fair to everybody. Let's just take a quick run through the NFL. We'll go division by division, some of the teams, get a little feedback. And then towards the end of the show, what we'll do is we'll make our predictions, right? Even we'll do predictions on some of the awards for the end of the year, right? See how that goes. But we can start out in the AFC East. Obviously, well, to some, right, obviously the cream of the crop is the Buffalo Bills, right? When you look at the 4 teams in that division, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets, when you look at the Bills, they are the most solidified team that is ready to make that next step. Definitely the class of the division right now, right? Yeah. And take my biases away. The question is, can they repeat, right? And we were talking offline, right? Do they have the hunger to live up to the expectations, and can they repeat? I gave you the example that, it could be a scenario for the Buffalo Bills similar to 88 when they played the Bengals in the AFC Championship, lost that, right? Came back, and maybe they were resting on the laurels from 88. They lost to the Browns in the AFC wildcard game. And then after that, they realized that was the final step for them to realize, and they went on the run of having 4 consecutive shots at the Super Bowl. And so, or exhibition game, I should say.
There it is. It's an exhibition game until you win your first one. Then it's no longer an exhibition game.
Well, right now it's an exhibition game. So my question to you, can they repeat? Right? That's the big one.
I do think the Bills are are the team of the division, right? I think their 53 is the best 53 in the division, and I do think the Patriots. I think the Patriots are the second best team. I think the Dolphins is with Tua is so much unknown with Tua. Can he take that step and boost those Dolphins up to a second place finish? I think the Patriots invested so much in free agency, which doesn't always work.
Right.
They invested. They have a lot of players coming back, and I think they're just going to play a smart kind of what they did with young Tom Brady, right? Short passes, get the ball out, and do that small offensive. The passing game is like a running game type of deal.
But Mac Jones is not Tom Brady.
Well, we know that, right? But if you're doing short passes, maybe it works. I think the Patriots roster right now, I think it's better than the Dolphins. I think that the biggest detriment to the Dolphins right now is Tua. I'm not a fan of Tua. I'm not a fan of him as a quarterback. And I think that will limit what the Dolphins can do, where I think Belichick and McDaniels, I think his name is, will figure out the best out of Mac Jones. And that's why I think Mac Jones will be better than Tua, where I don't think the Dolphins coordinators will maximize the best out of Tua. I think the Patriots can adapt to what Mac Jones' strengths are and get the most out of him, where I don't think the Dolphins will be able to do that. And then with the Jets, you got a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. Although I do like the Jets offseason moves, the Jets have so much to overcome because they were so bad last year, right? And so then you're switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3. That brings challenges with a rookie coach and rookie coordinators, first-time coordinators. What happens when you hit a tough stretch? Can they figure a way out of a tough stretch? That's too many unknowns with the Jets, and the Jets are the youngest football team in the NFL. That statistic came out, so it's going to be interesting. But I do think the way I have it is it's the Bills, Pats, Dolphins, Jets.
And I disagree with the Pats. I think that the Dolphins are primed to take that next step. I think what Brian Flores is doing down there is good. Not great yet. And I would not be shocked if Tua falters early, if we don't hear those trade rumors and those trade winds swirling between Houston and Miami, potentially to bring in Deshaun Watson. And
you can make that trade. Doesn't mean Deshaun Watson's going to play.
Doesn't mean that he's going to play, but right now everything they're saying is that anything that the league would do is at least going to be till past the offseason. So you could take that investment, and if you believe in it, you can make that run. I don't know, right? I don't have a lot of confidence in Tua myself, but I think that I don't have any confidence in Mac Jones right now. And I believe that what Flores is doing down there in South Florida will be enough. I'm not saying to get a playoff spot, but to make it to second place in the AFC East. Stevie D, let's go to the AFC North, where we look at teams like the Browns, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals. I remember I called when we did this last year, I called it mashed potatoes, right? Almost the AFC North is turning into mashed potatoes, right? Because you have the Browns, and the question is, can they take that step? Well, I don't know if they can take that step, right? I don't have a lot of confidence in Baker Mayfield to be that type of quarterback, even though they had a decent run, losing to the Chiefs in the divisional round of the playoffs. But, then I look at the Ravens. I'm not a fan of Lamar Jackson, right? You have running back after running back getting hurt there. Your boy Le'Veon Bell signing there. I look at the Steelers. Ben is over the hill, right? We already know that. And then you have the Bengals, and you have Burrow, and he's coming off an injury. It's just too much in there. The only thing I can say is that I think out of all that, the Browns just kind of rise to the top.
Yeah, I think the Browns on paper have probably one of the top 4, top 5 rosters in the NFL by name. I mean, they're loaded by name.
Yeah, they are.
I think the signing of Clowney, if he can stay healthy, makes Myles Garrett that much more dangerous as a pass rusher. I think offensively they're sound. I personally trade, cut, whatever. I would part ways with OBJ. They've proven that their offense can run really well without him. I just think he's a distraction that he's just not needed there. As far as the Steelers, I think the Steelers will end up higher than the Ravens. My stock is really falling on the Ravens. It's really falling on Lamar Jackson. I know I've said in the past years that I like Lamar, but you know what? I think what you have said in the past and what JB has said in the past about Lamar Jackson, I'm starting to see it, and I didn't want to see it, but I'm starting to see it, which is a shame because I was really hoping that Lamar was going to take those next steps as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And the Bengals are going to be right there in last place, right? And I just think the biggest travesty with the Bengals and why they'll still be in last place is that they didn't address the offensive line to protect Joe Burrow. And how you expect this kid to come back and be better or stay healthy when you didn't address the offensive line for the kid? And so what's the old saying? The Bengals will be the Bengals. So I think I just have it as the Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals in that order. But, it's really a coin flip between the Steelers and Ravens.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go down to the South. Titans, Colts, Jags, and Texans.
Hold on. I'm just going on a limb because this is division. I'm going to call it right now. If any team has to forfeit a game this year, it's going to be the Tennessee Titans. I'm just going out and saying that right now. That's the team that's going to forfeit. Who's going to be the lucky team to get a free victory without any punishment to their players? That's going to be the key.
The cesspool that is the Tennessee Titans. I mean, already, the season hadn't even got started, right? You had half the locker room that was out, right? It's just the cesspool that is the Tennessee Titans. And to any of our listeners or our fans that are out there, we thank you if you're from the Tennessee market, but sorry, they are the cesspool that is the Tennessee Titans.
They have a good roster, a good team. Right?
Yeah.
They like to go out and have fun and bring COVID back into the building. It's just
they
have to understand the greater good, right? You have a good football team that's going to win the division, could potentially, with Derrick Henry stays healthy and the offensive weapons that they added Julio Jones alongside AJ Brown, they have a legitimate team. And it all could be ruined because they want to go out and party.
Here's the thing. Take the party out of it, right? Here's the thing. I really don't understand the signing of Jones, right? Because, yes, that gives you a dynamic, proven wide receiver opposite side A.J. Brown, right? But you got this guy in the backfield, number 22, right? You have committed that you are a running team. That's what you are. A.J. Brown knows his role, right? You had other guys that were out there. They knew their role. They knew that there's only one football, and this guy's going to carry that rock 30, 35 times a game. Right? This guy is going to get 2,000 yards, which means that there's not going to be that many balls coming my way. Now, on the surface, right, you look at all on paper, you look at all the all-stars, but when you dig deep into it, really, does a guy who's been in the league for so long and has had so much success, does he get to a point where now he's just, his mind isn't into it because he's not that threat, right? He's just token, just running down the field, right, just as a decoy?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we're going to find out how they're going to run that offense, if they're going to try and stay more balanced. And maybe that play action now becomes that much more deadly because you have threats on either side if Julio Jones can stay healthy, right? And Julio Jones is not a young football player anymore, right? Yeah. He's had health injuries. So you swap out Corey Davis for Julio Jones. Now, I'm not saying they should have kept Corey Davis. That's there's only so much money that can go around. Right, and Corey Davis wanted some decent money, but you're swapping out a younger receiver and Corey Davis that's been healthy for an older Julio Jones that is injury prone. But again, I don't want to dismiss Julio Jones because he is a weapon. He is a weapon, and if healthy and motivated, where he felt like this team really has a legitimate threat and he wants that Super Bowl ring. Maybe he's Julio Jones of 5 years ago.
So I look at this division, Stevie D. Basically, it's the have and have-nots, right?
What are you talking about? The Colts have the haves.
Right.
Jay says he's got the top 6 quarterback is in that division.
Well, that's true. That's true. So we have the haves and the have-nots, right? The have-nots, you're looking at David Culley, Urban Meyer, first-year coaches. Urban, this is not This is not college. This isn't the Big Ten. This isn't the SEC. Some may think that the SEC is the NFL, but this is not that, right? You can't bring in your boy Tim Tebow, at least to be on the roster. All that stuff is just making you scratch your head. And then what's going on in Houston is just – it's just Houston. I feel bad for Tyrod Taylor. I'll be honest with you.
Again, this poor guy.
Yeah.
It's amazing no matter what roster he goes to. What's the old saying? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I mean, that's Tyrod.
Here he is. Here he is. Yeah, there it is. Comeback year.
Hey, man, if you believe in it, not wrong. You stick with it.
But yeah, so when I look at the Jags and the Texans, they are definitely the bottom feeders, right? The Colts have a good team. They just don't have a good quarterback. They just don't have a good quarterback. And I'm not taking a shot at you, Jay. I'm just saying your guy. Yeah. I'm just saying that your guy is never healthy, right? He wasn't even healthy in the preseason, and it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Which kind of by default you give it to the Titans, right?
Yep.
If we go out west, if we go out to the land out west, that's the land of guys like Andy Reid and John Gruden and Vic Fangio, right? We got those guys out there. Some guy named Staley out there, right? Who replaced my boy Anthony Lynn, right? How did that happen?
Wait a minute. Anthony Lynn was my boy before he was your boy. He started with the Jets. So remember that.
Okay.
All right. Just want to make sure.
I can kind of go with that, but the Chiefs by far are the most dominant of this division, right? Very similar to the AFC East. I think everybody else is trying to catch up. The only difference in the AFC East is you have teams that are on the rise, right?
Ooh, all right. I like
I'm giving you credit. When I look at the West, yes, you have Justin Herbert, but the Chargers aren't going to scare anybody, and for some reason, they're not doing what they need to do, right? When you look at the Raiders, Gruden and Mayock have completely just made that a dumpster fire. It already was, but you trade Khalil Mack, and you really haven't replaced Khalil Mack with anybody.
Wait a minute. Didn't you hear they called the Bears to trade for Khalil Mack? They wanted him back.
They wanted him back. They wanted him back.
We'll give you back the same picks.
It's like, what
the trade didn't work out. We want to do over. We'll take Mac back, and we'll give you back the picks.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't know what to do with the picks, so we'll just give it back to you.
And then look at the Broncos. They have no idea what they want to do at quarterback, right? They've settled on Teddy Bridgewater, but that's the guy you signed to be your guy. But you're thinking Drew Lock?
Drew Lock's got to go.
He does. He does.
Yep.
And really, Bridgewater's got to go.
Well, but again, they brought him in, and now they're starting him. You got to go. You got to get rid of Drew Lock.
Fair enough.
Right? Because
fair enough.
It's not going to. It's not a scenario. It's not going to work.
So when I look at the West, you have three teams that just don't know what they're doing, and by default, now, and it's not a bad thing, but by default, Kansas City will always reign supreme. In a way, the AFC West is the way that the AFC East used to be. Yeah. Right? When the Patriots had that domination for so long, it wasn't that they were just that dominant. It's because the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins couldn't get out of their own way.
Well said.
So we'll see. But that's the AFC, and when we finish, we'll then get into a breakdown of what we think the final predictions will be. Maybe full predictions, some maybe not. Well, who knows? Stevie D, let's go to the NFC. And I know that there is a member of the DeCola household who is waiting to hear this response, but I'll let you take it away. Will the Giants win the NFC?
The Giants win the NFC? No. Sorry, Giants fans, not happening.
Okay, here's another question.
Judge is not bringing you to the promised land.
Your brother in green. Will the Eagles win the NFC East?
Sorry, Giants. Not the Eagles. I don't know what to expect out of the rookie coach and Jalen Hurts as the starting quarterback. I can't pick them as a division winner. with those two unknowns.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we're looking at the Redskins or the Cowboys, right? Redskins got in last year.
The Washington football team.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. The Washington football team got into the playoffs last year, and led by a kid named Heineke, right? And actually,
well, you got to give Alex Smith his due to say going 5-1 as a starter to get them to the playoffs.
Sure.
And then Heineke was just wow, right? That was so exciting.
He played. It was right.
It was so exciting.
It was. If it wasn't for my Bills playing, that I would have been all in with the Washington football team because that was awesome, right? To watch this kid play. Nobody knew about him, right? And nobody, especially, expected him to play as well as he did, and really put Tampa's defense on the defensive.
Yeah.
Right?
He's that close to knocking him out.
Uh-oh. Here we go. One of our viewers is a little upset there, Stevie D. A little upset. I think he's upset with you, by the way.
I know. But I said I was sorry. I just couldn't. Not with a rookie coach and and Jalen Hurts, we don't know.
So the question is it the Washington football team? Is it the Cowboys?
Well, so the Cowboys are starting Fool's Gold is the starting quarterback, I believe.
Ooh. Are you taking a shot?
No, the Fool's Gold. He's played for every team in the NFL.
Are you taking a shot?
At Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm taking a shot. You can call whatever you want. I'm calling it a shot. He's Fool's Gold, right? And he's exciting, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's going to be enough to propel the Washington football team to the playoffs. I think the Cowboys, I'm sorry, Jay, the Cowboys have the best roster in that division. Sorry, they do.
But they have had that for I don't know how long.
Right. But now let's see what happens with this roster in the second year under Mike McCarthy. Dak coming back. Now, can he play well off that injury? They do have plenty of weapons. And to me, the Cowboys are the class of that division. It's just, can they overcome whatever? The Cowboys being the Cowboys. I don't know how else to put it. And actually win 11 games. That roster is more than capable of winning 11 games, especially in that division.
Well, here's the problem that I see with the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones?
No, not as much anymore. Not as much. The problem I see with the Cowboys, though, is Dak, right? Dak missed a full season. Yeah. Dak was limited in OTAs, limited in minicamp. Finally gets cleared, right? And as soon as he starts throwing like a week in, now he's got shoulder issues, right? The way that they assess the shoulder issues is that it wasn't that bad. Just some rest would take care of it. Well, if you're a sports fan, if you follow baseball, you know those prognoses, right? Just let it rest a little bit. Go on a 10-day IL.
Never really helps.
And then you come back. Yep. So he hasn't really gotten over the mental hurdle from the ankle injury, right?
Okay.
Or the Achilles. He hasn't gotten over that hurdle. Then, and a lot of times what happens with injuries is that you are thinking of one and overcompensating for that, creating the other.
Another injury, yep.
Not saying that that's what happened here with the shoulder, but that happens so often, right? So the question is, can Dak get past that hurdle by like week 2 or 3, right? And really, that's going to be the telling factor. If he can and he's successful, I think Dak is going to have a great year. And I think the Cowboys are going to have a great year. I think they're going to make a big run. If he can't, then it may not be fool's gold.
Right, sure. Very well, yeah. And look, Ryan Fitzpatrick's been in this league for 35 years. And he's played for 30 different football teams in those 35 years. And
so
he's never made the playoffs.
Has he been with the Patriots?
No.
He's got to come because he's with the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bills. He's got to go back. Now he's made his way to the NFC East, right? He likes the Eastern Division. So maybe he can get a couple more seasons with the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, just run through the AFC East and the NFC East.
Yeah, if he was under the 50 years of age, I would give him a shot. But since he's got his AARP card, I don't know if he'll be able to swing through there.
All he's got to do is see your boy's trainer. Hey, he can keep going. Mr. Guerrero.
Who?
Tom Brady's trainer.
How do you know Tom Brady?
Your boy?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, don't play coy. Don't play coy. You know where we're going. That's your boy. You knew it was coming and you tried. You tried.
I would have had it. It wasn't for those pesky kids.
So, all right. So, I think we both do. We both agree Cowboys on that one.
Yeah.
If we go to the NFC North, I'm just going to call my shot on this one. Everybody in that team again is garbage except for one team. However, there's a big however. There's so much drama going on with the Green Bay Packers. There's so much drama that it really could turn internal and really start to eat away. This is a team that is primed. Go ahead.
I don't think there's going to be a turmoil. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a season, and he's going to pull his teammates together, and they're going to do special things in that division. I don't think they'll go to a Super Bowl, but they're going to do special things. You know what he's going to do? Then he's going to rip the heart out of the Packers and say, I want out at the end of the year.
He could.
That's what I think he's going to channel all that and be like Superman for that team.
Is that what you want?
Oh, I don't care. I can care less. But I'm just saying I think that's what he's going to do, and then he's going to break their hearts. He's going to want out at the end of the year, and then he's gone after having a sensational year. Now, from a Vikings, I didn't understand them, but then again, I'm not a big Kirk Cousins guy. The Vikings have been steadily going downhill. I think they're going to continue that descend backwards. The best thing that the Vikings can do is try and find somebody to take Dalvin Cook and get a lot back from him and start that rebuild process in Minnesota. Get rid of Cousins, start again. The Bears, we talked about this. I don't understand not starting Justin Fields over Andy Dalton. It makes no sense unless Justin Fields is hurt. I don't know what the Bears are doing. They're right there.
With the Bears, I think Matt Nagy's job is dependent on Justin Fields, period.
Sure.
If Justin Fields just wastes this first season away on the bench and the Bears are 5-12, 6-11, something like that. Notice I'm on 17 there. But if they're 5-12, 6-11, Nagy's gone. If Justin Fields is in at starting quarterback, hopefully second week, right? And they still go 5-11, 6-12, I think Nagy may have a shot.
If Justin Fields shows improvement through the course of the year,
that's right.
He may have a shot. But again, the GM's got to stay for him to stay.
That's Pace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's they don't like him in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I'm afraid for the three other teams because if Campbell doesn't like what he's going to see, he's going to have his players eat the kneecaps of the other team.
If you knock me down, I'm going to eat your kneecap.
Right. I mean, think about it. We talk about forfeits. These other teams may have to forfeit after playing the Lions. Who the heck knows what's going to happen over there with Campbell? But I don't know what you're going to get at Jared Goff. I don't know what to expect from the Detroit Lions, but I don't expect them to be out of last place. I can tell you that.
Right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Detroit. Sorry, Lions. Right? Yeah. 8 miles. Sorry, guys. Sorry, M. Yeah, the Lions are garbage. They are a hot mess, and they don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. So, Stevie D, let's head to the South. And if we go to the South, well, we have some developing stories. One of them is the resurrection of the career of the great Sam Darnold down in Carolina.
Great Sam Darnold.
Everybody's number one draft pick a few years ago.
Well, he's in a lot of trouble in week one because two of their starting offensive linemen have already been ruled out. So it's not a way to have your debut at home.
No, but he gets his boy back. His boy, he better make him his boy. Christian McCaffrey is back and ready to go.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at that, you have the Panthers, you have the Falcons. I don't know what to say on the Falcons, right? You have a new coach, you have an aged quarterback who really is in the swan song, right, of his career. You have probably the best, should have been the number one overall pick, Kyle Pitts. Should have come to Buffalo, really, is what should have happened there. That would have been an ideal draft pick. But then, I don't see much coming out of the Falcons.
I don't either.
However, the Saints, who I don't have a lot of faith in the Saints either, the Saints could actually pose a threat to the Buccaneers. And I'll tell you why, because the Buccaneers got hot last year. They got hot. They got hot at the right time. They didn't get hot because of Tom Brady. They didn't get hot because of Mike Evans. Sorry, Steve. They didn't get hot because of Chris Godwin, right? They got hot because of family show. They got hot because of the defense, right? They had players returning from injury. They had just different things that were happening for that defense. And when it came down to it, they were ready to go. And luckily for them, it really started. Week 15, week 16 is when they were ready to go. You look at that championship game, and you look at the performance of Tom Brady. Actually, you look at the performance of not only Tom Brady, but also Aaron Rodgers. They both tried to give that game away. They both did, and it wasn't on the defense.
Well, Tom Brady said he played with a torn MCL, right? And right. I think he had COVID. I think he secretly had COVID in that game too.
Right.
So he's amazing. He's got built-in excuses for everything.
I forgot about the torn ACL. Yes, he got that last year in preseason though.
Yeah, conveniently, when he can say that some of his poor outings because he had a torn MCL. So.
But that's your boy. Yeah, how dare you? Did you guys have is there a little friction?
This is a family show. I could quickly turn this away from a family show.
Well, due to YouTube. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think Jameis. I think Jameis will have something to prove. I think he'll have a decent year.
Yeah, I think he'll have a decent year.
Michael Thomas is starting on the PUP list or injured list.
There's a problem there, and I just don't think it's ever going to get right.
I agree.
I think they have to part ways.
But when you look at his weapons, he's not going to be playing with the same weapons that he had in Tampa or at Florida State, right?
Right, but I think he does have more stable coaching that can help him and break things down and really coach and mentor him into being a better quarterback there in New Orleans than what he had in Tampa.
Indeed.
But I want to backtrack just a hair to the Falcons, and I'm going to go on record here is that the Falcons made the mistake, and they didn't trade Matt Ryan. They could have traded Matt Ryan to the Denver Broncos, I'm sure.
Was that out there?
I don't know if it was out there. I'm just saying, if I was the Atlanta Falcons, if I'm the GM, I'm the owner, I'm not winning a Super Bowl with this roster with Matt Ryan. By the time this roster would be ready to win a Super Bowl, Matt Ryan's in retirement.
Yeah.
So with I would have traded Matt Ryan and gotten Pitts back and started the rebuild process. Whether you still take Kyle Pitts in that pick or not, I'm not going to say they were right or wrong because Pitts has tremendous talent. I just don't know if you would recoup that with just any quarterback. But I just think the Falcons missed that boat, and long term, it's hurting that. It's going to hurt that franchise by keeping Matt Ryan because nobody's going to want him next year. He's a year older. It's just not. It's not going to work out. You probably could have gotten a second rounder if you fleeced the team the right way. If you had Joe Douglas as your GM, who gets a 4th and a 6th for Chris Herndon, that GM could have probably gotten you a first rounder because how he fleeced the Seattle Seahawks with 2 first rounders. So anything's possible. But Sandy! All right, Sandy. Hey, go Chiefs! How about go Jets, Sandy? Come on. Because if you say go Jets and then you hurt Vince, stay with the Bills. I get you. I see what you're doing there. But in all seriousness, I want to mention that about the Falcons, but I do think the Buccaneers are going to win that division.
Yeah, right now they're still the class.
Yeah. You talk about mashed potatoes. I'm not saying that division is mashed potatoes, but it's pretty close to mashed potatoes.
I think it's another have and have not.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so let's get back to the original mashed potatoes.
That was the original mashed potatoes, and now they're not so much anymore.
So we're in the NFC West, and in the NFC West, you have your Rams, your Seahawks, the Cardinals, the 49ers. The question is, can Russ still cook? Right? That's the question.
Oh, he can still cook, baby. I believe in you, Russ.
Well, when we headed into this offseason, there were a lot. I think there was even a rumor that Russ was headed to the New York Jets at one point. Because
we would have taken him.
Yeah. But what's going on there in Seattle is just beyond me. This goes back to the Super Bowl where they threw instead of giving the ball to Lynch. This is how far this goes back, right? And
it was still a bonehead play.
It is, but they've been able to maintain that dysfunction within that clubhouse. But slowly but surely, it just starts to just disintegrate, right? Think about it. The Legion of Boom, gone, right? Marshawn Lynch, gone. Doug Baldwin, gone. Now you still have Lockett, and you drafted DK Metcalf, another should have been Buffalo Bill, but you draft. I called my shots early, right? They got him in the second round. We should have had him. But neither here nor there. They have that. But outside of that, and
Jamal Adams. I mean, they traded so much to get him. Isn't he a formational player? I mean, he's going to transform, right?
Well,
I mean,
if you listen to the NFL top 100, I think he's number 5 on their list. I mean, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I mean, in all reality, I see the Seahawks in more of a regression than a progression.
Wow.
And so, looking at that division, you got the Cardinals and the 49ers. No faith in Kyle Shanahan, no faith in Jimmy G, right? Sorry for your Italian brother there. No faith there.
Jimmy, I got belief, baby.
Looking at the Cardinals and one of our listeners and subscribers, Angel, I got no faith in Mighty Mouse out there, right, who runs around. Yeah, I said it. Right, there may be some Hail Murray. Forget all that. That's just Mighty Mouse running around.
He can't get past that game. See, you can't even be objectional.
What are you talking about? And Cliffy over there, they are still thinking that they are playing some sort of spread college offense. It just isn't going to work.
Angel, this is such disrespect to your team. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Which then leaves me to Mr. McVay. Boy wonder, boy genius, right? And now he's got a new toy. And that new toy was sitting up in Detroit just wasting away and is so thankful that he got out of there. And now playing for the Rams, it opens everything up.
Yes, I think that the Rams, I have the Rams going places. I just don't have them winning the division. I think that the Rams will have some inconsistent play up front, trying to figure everything out, and I just don't think they'll recover to win the division. But I think when it's all said and done, they're going to get hot at the right time, and things are going to happen. Though I do feel that the loss of Akers will hurt them early on.
The only thing, though, and Akers was – we're talking about Cam Akers.
He came on late last year.
Exactly.
I cut him on my fantasy football team because he did nothing all year.
I told you to draft him because he's a Seminole.
And look what happened, the bum.
What? He was on fire last year.
Yeah, too late.
It may have been.
For the first 15 weeks year for me.
Yeah, this is true.
This is what I get for listening to a Florida State fan.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Florida State right now in case it starts to slide into something that had transpired this week. But
anyway, okay, so we're through the divisions here.
We are. So what happened to our listeners, our subscribers, our followers here. Stevie D and I, as we do on our annual basis, we go through the process of selecting who would be or who we would select for the division winners, who's going to go through, to win the divisional games, championship games, and ultimately the exhibition game. And then we also do
that's for everybody else. That's a Super Bowl.
And then we also go through the MVP offensive player. We'll go down. So we're going to kind of unveil our list here of the different players that we have or different teams. So starting with, and we kind of did a recap on each of the teams in the division. Stevie D, I'll do mine from the AFC.
Okay. I
have the Bills winning the division. I do have the Browns. I think that the Browns will rise to the top in that NFC North. I do have a little shocker. Jay's Colts, I guess, is the Eagles or Colts. I don't know where he fits in that. But they're not going to win the AFC South. That'll be the Titans. And I have the Chiefs. So I basically have gone chalk if you look at my division winners. Stevie D?
Well, I got the Jets winning the AFC East.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choice.
I just like to say it. I got the Bills, Browns, Titans, and Chiefs. Actually, we were in alignment there.
Yeah.
So
I think it's chalk there. If we go to the NFC, I think you may see maybe a little difference. I have the Cowboys. You have the Cowboys in the East.
Yep.
I have the Packers. Packers again, chalk. Bucks, chalk. I do have the Rams though. I like Matthew Stafford in the Rams, and you believe in letting Russ cook.
Yep, I do.
So I have Cowboys, Packers, Bucks, and Rams.
I got Cowboys, Packers, Bucks, and Seahawks.
Okay. Now, if Michael Buffer were here, ladies and gentlemen, he may be able to do the intro to this one, as we would have a virtual fight coming up. Oh yeah, it's on. So for the AFC, let me just skip to all the good stuff. For the AFC championship game, I actually have the Browns versus the Bills. I think the Chiefs get upset heading to the championship game, and I'll tell you why. Again, I go back to, what the run that they have been on is a tough run, right? The back-to-back Super Bowls, you've had back-to-back long playoff runs. It certainly takes a toll. You've had some changing up front with the offensive line, and by the time we get to the playoffs, all that'll be settled out. I get that. But there's more tape. There's more hunger and desire from the opposition, right? Always hungry to take down whoever is on top of the mountain. And it's harder to stay on top of that mountain. And I think this year is where we see the Chiefs fall. And I think you see the hunger for those teams to take them down, and which is why I don't have them in the championship game. I did have them winning the division, obviously. But for this one, I have Bills and Browns in the AFC Championship game. Stevie D, yours?
I have a repeat from last year. Actually, is the Bills versus the Chiefs.
Well, hopefully it's not an exact repeat of what happened last year.
It's going to be an exact repeat.
No. If it is, then the Chiefs will finally get called for taunting, which they should have done. The personal fouls, which they should have done, that weren't called. So let's let that happen, and let's see what happens then. Undisclosed injuries. So maybe this time I'll play with healthy wide receivers, because all three of my wide receivers were hurt. Bring it.
I don't even know why you want to go back. You can't win the big game anyway, so why go back and put yourself through it? I mean,
that would be the big game that we win. I keep telling you, the most important game is the championship game, not the exhibition game.
Only said by the team that has got the goose egg in the victories in the Super Bowl.
As long as I keep saying this, it will catch on. It will catch on.
Well, I think the Chiefs have so many weapons on offense that you have to scheme for. And I think with the additions to the offensive line, if they're healthy, holy cow, this team could really just mash it and score tons of points. And look, Buffalo's got a good defense. I'll give them that. And you can slow up the Chiefs offense, right? It's not like you're going up against, when you're talking about an AFC championship game, the Bills, when they make it there, they're a tough competition. They have a good defense and no slouch defense. They have so many weapons, and with a revamped line, if they're healthy, holy cow! I don't know how you stop this team, and I'm a believer I go with the team until somebody can prove me that you can beat them. And now, nobody has proven to beat them.
You stop them with Jerry Hughes. You stop them with Boogie Basham.
You couldn't stop them last year with their offensive line. Their offensive line was banged up when they played you guys.
I had 3 wide receivers that were hurt. They can't run routes, and we're a passing team.
Diggs?
He was hurt.
He played in that game.
He was still hurt.
Says Stephon Diggs. Man up.
Your boy said he played with a torn ACL.
You're in uniform. You man up and play. Up and play.
He stood there, and he watched it. He watched that. All my guys played.
Terrell Davis played. He's blind. He played the Super Bowl. He's blind. He's taking snaps. He don't even know where he's going. That's a man's man right there. That's Stephon Diggs. What does he got?
Wait, who is your Hall of Famer you talking about?
Oh, he's not a Hall of Famer, but that was a Hall of Fame type effort in that Super Bowl.
All right, let's go to the NFC.
God, I feel like I just touched the battery talking about nice about Terrell Davis. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, and talking nice about your Chiefs.
Hey, well, I do got to live here. I don't want to get shot.
I'm just saying, where are your loyalties?
My loyalties are right there.
You're starting to take down some of the Jet stuff and just starting to, I don't know.
Hey, you got my boy DJ over there. Come on now. Hall of Fame.
Priorities. I won't go there and take the shot at priorities. Where are your priorities on Sunday? Let's go to the NFC.
Company guy. It's only company guy. Yeah, company guy. My boss is listening right now. I just want to let you know I put the job for everything else.
That is an inside joke phrase term. And Sandy, that goes back to a long time with you. Yeah. But okay, so the NFC Championship game, I have a surprise in that one as well. So I told you I like the Rams. I like Matthew Stafford going there. I like what McVay will do. Everything that they have out there. Here's my shocker. I have Jameis Winston and Sean Payton going to that championship game. I have the Bucs getting knocked off. That's right. I said it. Something just tells me that the Bucs are not ready to repeat. I don't know what it is. I don't think they're ready to repeat. And I think that the Jameis tenure there in Tampa, I think Sean Payton and his hunger and his desire to get and beat the Buccaneers, I think they find a way. And I try not to go chalk all the time, right? Obviously, you could take that. And I looked at that one, and to me, Stevie D, that's the upset there.
Okay, well, here's what I got. And I'm going off script here a little bit. I'm actually changing my pick mid-show.
Oh!
Changing my pick mid-show. I got Rams versus the Packers. And you know what? I got the Packers. I got the Packers going to the dance. I got the Packers going to the dance.
So you didn't change that. You're still Rams-Packers.
Still Rams-Packers. But I got the Packers beating the Rams. Packers being the home team. They're going to Super Bowl. Hey, that's for all the Packer fans out there now. Right? For you. Now, I get a lot of grief from Packer fans. Hey, you guys don't really talk up the Packers. You don't talk Packers. Hey, I'm with you this year. I think you guys are going to go all the way to Super Bowl. You're going to lose, but you're going to the Super Bowl.
If that happens, what does Aaron Rodgers do?
He walks away and rips that heart out and says, so on, suckers. You're going to miss me.
Yeah. Imagine if he retired at the end or he couldn't play in the exhibition game. Jordan Love comes in, and that's the nice transition to Jordan Love. Oh, that's a Disney movie right there.
He pulls off the miracle?
Yeah. That is the Disney movie.
And when he says that line from your favorite sportscaster, do you believe in?
we were doing so good. We were so good. We went such a long time.
It's payback. It's payback. You know it's payback from.
But we had such a long time that we didn't have to bring up that name.
Yeah. Well.
Man, you should try to get him on the show.
I don't like the guy. I just took a dig at you.
All right, so Stevie D, as we have for the exhibition game, I'm not picking. I have Rams Bills. I'm not picking a winner. That's right. But it's up to you. You have Packers and the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yep. Okay.
I'm not afraid to pick a winner because that's who I am.
It wasn't Rams versus Jets.
Okay, I'll pick the Jets in the Super Bowl. The Jets are going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, Joe. Okay, Joe.
I mean, I'll say this. I tell my wife every year the Jets will win the Super Bowl, and they never do. Come on. Believe it. Are you afraid you're going to jinx your team?
Yes.
Yes, you are. You chicken. All right, so for Vince, who's not going to say it, all right, I won't do it to you. I won't do it to you.
We'll move on.
Look at him. He's squirming over there.
Hey, I'm sweating over here. Can't wait to get through this segment.
Bills Mafia, what do you think about this, Bills Mafia? Your guy is afraid to pick your team.
Bills Look at where he has him.
Wait,
I had him with
Bills Mafia. Please come out. I really want to know through Facebook, through Twitter, do you support your boy Vince not picking the winner because he believes it's going to be his team? Do you believe it's the right call by not saying it? I want to hear. If that's the right thing. Come on, Bills Nation, Mafia, whatever you call yourselves.
What do you mean, whatever you call yourselves? we're international. I keep telling you this.
I give you that. I did see a Bills fan and I must admit, on a trip to England on business, I did run into somebody, a young lady that was wearing a Buffalo shirt. And I had to take a picture with her just so I could send it to you. That because you always said Bills international. Well,
I keep trying.
At least in the UK,
it's more than the UK. We have thousands of Super Bowl 25, 26, 27, and 28 shirts that are all over in other countries.
Yeah, you give them to other countries because they throw the shirts out that nobody wants.
They do, but they still.
They're the only countries that take it.
We've developed that fan base. That is part of that's a smart thinking by Ralph Wilson. Develop the fan base so that we are international.
I get that.
There's a reason for what happened back there.
I gotta tap out. I just keep thinking.
We're reaping the rewards. All right. So let's just finish this off. MVP, Stevie D, who you got?
Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
No, you're wrong.
Offensive player of the year.
Matthew Stafford.
Josh Allen.
You're right. Good. Defensive player of the year.
Aaron Donald.
Chase Young. I like Chase Young.
Nice pick for Chase Young. Aaron Donald, I think, is the best defensive player. It just doesn't get any love.
I do too. Well, I don't think that he doesn't get any love, but
love to win it when
you raise the bar so high, right? That now everybody expects you to do that, but your bar is so much higher than the next person, right? Even at their highest bar. So even if you're down just a little, they think that you're having just an average year or ordinary year, where you're not. Plus, people don't like to give the award to the same person over and over, and they almost feel obligated to.
They gave it to J.J. Watt for 9 straight years, didn't they?
Well, they did. All right, so Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm going to give you the Offensive Rookie of the Year. That'll be Trevor Lawrence. Yours?
Zach Wilson. But I get labeled the homer pick because you picked the Buffalo Bills for everything, and I get labeled the homer pick.
Wait, you have something you're feeling some way about this?
Because of the pre-show. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Feeling some way?
Yeah.
Yeah, a rookie coach, a rookie quarterback, rookie offensive line, that's not good.
Oh, but the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence are. You're right. They don't have a good offensive line.
They don't.
Got Meyer, who thinks he's coaching in college with Tim Tebow.
This is true.
Offensive coordinator we never heard of.
This is true.
So,
But you know why he gets it? because he is well, that too, but he's predetermined to be the offensive rookie of the year.
So you go with the predetermined. You can't.
Well, I'm just telling you. I stepped out of the box. I stepped out of my box. I took Chase Young. You took Aaron Donald. I stepped out of the box. I took Matthew Stafford.
I took Josh Allen for offensive player of the year. That's stepping out right there.
He should be MVP. The money's coming in. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. All right, maybe we can get you back on track.
All right.
Defensive rookie of the year.
Micah Parsons.
Good pick. Mine too.
I did that pause on purpose because I was trying to think of can I get a Jet? And I'm like, no, we didn't draft anybody high enough for the rookie of the year. So I went with the back.
Well, coming in second is going to be Greg Rousseau. Coming in third is going to be Boogie Basham. Just letting you know. Just like I took Tyler Bass last year. Remember that?
Fuck, dude. That kicker. Oh, my God.
Remember that?
Yes, I do. All right.
Coach of the year. I have Mike McCarthy.
I got Sean McDermott.
And I like your pick. But the problem I have with McDermott.
He got screwed last year.
He did. The problem I have with McDermott is the fact, similar to the Aaron Donald thing, right? When you and Andy Reid, we'll use Andy Reid as an example, right? When you are successful, you have to do something extraordinary in order for them to give you the votes. And that's what it comes out. Stefanski got it. Did he deserve it? No. McDermott deserved it, right? Had a much better season, a much better record, but they were expected to be there. If the Bills do what they expect them to do, McDermott won't get it.
Look, I'm the expert, not these clowns that call it. So I think I'm better qualified to pick this than those guys.
Interesting. Okay, and let's move on to the comeback player of the year.
Dak.
I may change my pick.
Yeah, you had me thinking, but I stuck with it because I already made one major change. So
So I was going back and forth. I was in on Dak. But I talked myself out when I said he hasn't played and really taken the hits to get over the mental hurdle from the Achilles, right? Mm-hmm. Then he hurt his shoulder. And that just opens the door wide open because my man Sam down in Carolina is going to go to Robbie Anderson. He's going to find all the open areas there that are going to open up the field for 22.
Oh, no, I thought Sam was going to falter so bad. They're going to say, look, Christian, you got to run with the football. And
they may do that too. Either way, Christian is going to go off. If fantasy owners who took him number one are going to love it, he is going to go off. I have Christian McCaffrey as a comeback player.
Okay.
All right, CBD, we got it. It's in the books.
Okay.
We're lock and loaded. We will see what happens. As we go through the 17, 18 weeks, however you want to consider it, we'll see that my prognostications were correct. My putting Josh Allen as MVP was correct. I do like yours as offensive player of the year, though. I do like that. And we'll see. We'll have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Again, love to do this, and we thank everybody that contributed by coming in. Oh, we got one more from Sandy. There you go. Very interesting. Good time. Great job, guys. But we do appreciate everybody who tunes in, gives us a listen, gives us a follow, and enjoys kind of some of the banter we have going back and forth. As we always say, this is what we do on a day-to-day basis, right? We just go back and forth, a little ribbon going back and forth, but also just talking sports and kind of, sharing information, relaying information. So we figured we'll share it and relay it with our friends and with our fans that are out there. And so, again, we do thank everybody. You can always catch us on the audio podcast, listen on your favorite podcasting platform. Just look for Official Word Sports. We are on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. And Facebook, of course, we have everybody here. And so, Stevie D, I think that's going to wrap it up. This is the last pre-show before we actually talk about what happened on a Sunday, or in this case, Thursday as well. It's been fun, my friend.
Absolutely.
Time to lace it up.
Let's do it.
So for my co-host Stevie D, I'm Vince, and we'll talk to you soon.